Today, I want to encourage you to work on yourself for yourself and not for other people. It's one of the most heartbreaking things to go through when you are trying to work on yourself for somebody else and nothing that you do is ever going to be good enough. I went through that situation in my younger years. I was in a relationship where I didn't really know what love was, but I thought I really loved this person and I really wanted to be who this person wanted me to be. I knew that I was dysfunctional. I knew I had a lot of issues at that point. I hadn't really started to deal with my childhood abuse. So, I had a lot of things going on, but I really wanted to be who this person wanted me to be for them. And, no matter what I did, no matter what I said, no matter, the situation, I could never live up to that person's standard. And what was even worse about it is this person hadn't even recognized their own issues or own problems. And yet here I was trying to work on myself and do all these different things to try and please them. I thought it was love to do this, but I realized actually I set myself up to fail because I wasn't really doing it for me. I was doing it because I wanted to make this person happy. I want to share with you why I feel that it's not a great idea to work on yourself for somebody else or to try and change yourself for somebody else. The first thing is that it allows you to be in a situation where you're manipulated. All the time, this person, whether it's a family friend, a boyfriend, a husband, or a friend, knows that you are trying to change yourself or work on yourself for them. It allows them to manipulate you and the situation because they then can come in and say, well, I wish that you could do this better, or, I want you to change this. And it's a never ending cycle. It's manipulative and it allows the person to have power and control over you. No other human should have power and control over you. We're all the same. Nobody is God in anybody's life. But if you allow somebody to manipulate you in this way, they will use it to their advantage. The next thing I want to say to you is that it is tiring to work on yourself for somebody else. You will be like a puppet on the string. That's what I found in my situation. Just as I thought, I worked on myself, what I thought was working on myself, would be a good thing for this person, something else would come up. And, it's not just in that situation. In other situations I've had, in other relationships, whether it's been family relationships or friendships, when I was doing all this, working on myself to try and be acceptable to the other person, it just left me feeling very, very tired. It was just like a constant, hamster wheel of trying to please somebody for then somebody to come back and then say, oh, you need to work on this, or you need to work on that, or you need to change this, or the way that you do this. And I would take it all personally because I, wanted to please that person. But when I looked on a deeper level of why I was like this, it's because I had low self-esteem, low confidence. I didn't know myself. I didn't have an identity for myself. So this allowed me to be in a situation when I was younger where people could say things to me, and because I wasn't really sure of who I was and knew I had a lot of issues, it then would allow me to just be in this place of being on a string, being a puppet on a string for other people. When you're not working on yourself for yourself and you're doing it for other people, it robs you of your personal development. Because personal development is essential to who you are. It's things that you recognize within yourself that you personally want to work on. That is your motivating factor. You want to work on yourself and you will go out and seek whatever it is, whether it's therapy, resources, whatever it is to help you to develop better as a person. When you do it for other people, it's not coming from the right motivation. Your motivation is to be whoever this person wants you to be and to live up to their standard. Therefore, it is not personal development. It's developing yourself for them, and it won't leave you happy. It won't give you a sense of fulfillment. I want to encourage you today to work on yourself for yourself. When I started to work on myself for myself, I saw a difference in me. Because all the other times when I was working on myself for other people, my self-esteem and low confidence remained the same. I was just going through the motions and doing things for other people. when I started to have my own personal motivation to change and want to work on myself, that started when I went into therapy and dealing with my different challenges I was dealing with, and then identifying areas of myself that I wanted to work on. My life just became better. I increased in self-esteem, in confidence. I started to take back power and control over my life. And when I started to do that, all these people that I had in my life from the earlier years, I was able to remove them from my life, because I realized that actually, I don't need to work on myself for them. I need to work on myself for me. And as a matter of fact, the relationships I had with these people were not beneficial for my life. They were actually dragging me down. Overall, my mood improved, my confidence, my self-esteem, and I felt better about myself because I knew that I was working on myself for myself and not for other people. So that's what I want to share with you today, and I want to give this as a word of encouragement, because I know how easy it is when you don't have good self-esteem or confidence, or you've been through really challenging things in life, to try and find your identity or yourself through other people, trying to live up to people's standards. I know how easy that can be to do that. I was in that stage for a very long time, from the age of 18 right up until about 24, 25. I know how difficult it can be, but you can work on yourself for yourself. Let that be your motivation, not the motivation for other people to come in and tell you they're not happy with you, because more time than not, they're not even working on themselves.